There's a couple more things.
Well, before I address your list of demands, I need to say one thing. Out of all the champions that I've seen them all, brother. I've seen Harley Race, Jack Briscoe, years and years of great champions. The Luthezes, Macho Man. I've seen them all. The Hearts. I had the belt for a while. I will have to say that until you took that belt, until you became the Impact champion, this company was running awry. People were stabbing each other in the back, jogging for position, doing anything they could to get ahead. And you single-handedly fixed everything when you took the belt. You gave us direction, and everybody in this company is now after you, brother.
Yeah, right.
So I want to thank you for that. But as far as this list of demands goes, brother, you haven't broken any records yet. You have not become the longest reigning champion in our history yet. So as far as this list of demands, because champ, as great as you are, next week is open fight night. No! Yes, brother, because once a month we have a special episode of Impact Wrestling where anybody can call anybody out and they have to fight. And also on fight night, brother, we have a title defense. And as far as I can remember, last month we had the World Tag Team Champs defend their title. So, me being the new general manager, I pretty much might as well tip my hand right now and let everyone know here at Impact Wrestling which title is going to be defended next week on Open Fight Night.
This one. Not this one. It's my party night. I'm having the party. It's time to celebrate. Not me.
Well, maybe you have some suggestions. Which title should we put up?
I don't care. Not this one.
Well, let's see. We had the tag titles last month. We got the women's title, the X Division. We got the world title. We don't want to put that one up, though, right?
No.
Okay, next week, the title that will be defended will be the World Heavyweight title by you, champ.
Wow. Oh, my God. Come on.
That's the bad news. But the good news is I took a poll earlier today in the back to see if anybody would step up and get in the ring with you for that open fight night. And a few of your friends stepped up, and I'd like to ask them to come out right now.
Boy, this is going to be interesting.
Let's see what a couple of guys that are coming out.
Who's going to step up to the plate?
God, Bobby Roode said he's going to have a party.
What's this, Kurt Angle? Samoa Joe? X-Division champion Austin Aries? Oh, my God. Took the whole damn locker room, just like you'd expect. Hulk Hogan offers up Bobby Roode on open fight night. You know there's going to be takers. And takers.
Come around it. That's Bully Ray back there, too.
Wait a minute, is that ODB out here? Put yourself in Hulk Hogan's boots. You've got to love this lineup of challengers. How can you pick just one?
Like I said, champ, a few of your friends stepped up and they wanted a shot at your title, brother. So what I need to do is eliminate this down to 4 men, brother, because so many people here at Impact Wrestling want a piece of you. I need to figure out who's the best man for the job.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. As you heard there, a little premature celebration for TNA World Champion Bobby Roode, of course, fresh off of his victory in the ladder match against Rob Van Dam at Sacrifice. One of the ones I actually got right. Actually, I got them all right except the opener, the tag match. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, your new TNA Tag Team Champions, beating Samoa Joe and Magnus. The rest of the lineup, real quick, before we get back into the the clip that we just heard. Gail Kim beat Brooke Tessmacher to retain the Knockouts title. Devon beating both Robbie E. and Robbie T. to hold on to the TV title. Mr. Anderson pinning Jeff Hardy in an open invitation match. Crimson, of course, putting on that undefeated streak. He beat Eric Young, who decided to step up and challenge unsuccessfully. Austin Aries beat Bully Ray by submission, of all things. And Kurt Angle beating AJ Styles also by submission. Great 20-minute match, although it's Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. They always seem to tear the house down when it comes to the two of them. And Bobby Roode, of course, beating Rob Van Dam in that ladder match. I actually got 6 out of the 7 matches that I predicted last week right, bringing me to 40-20 for the year. Who'd have thunk it? Well, I certainly have chances to screw that up with Over the Limit coming up in a little bit. But Bobby Roode, of course, noting that effective next week, as long as he holds on to the belt, he will be the longest reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion in the company's history. Easy for me to say. And he was looking to have a celebration. Of course, a fully restocked private locker room and bottles of champagne, of course, chilled, and M&Ms, but just the green ones, because apparently there's something about those green M&Ms. I don't know. At least that's the rumor that I hear. Don't expound upon it, though. It's probably better that way. Keeps us on the air. But Hogan, of course, stepping in and setting up the Open Fight Night Challenge, and there were 4 qualifiers, won by Bully Ray, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Kurt Angle. And now it looks like Hogan will choose one of those 4 suitors, almost like The Bachelor in a sense, to challenge Bobby Roode for that TNA World Heavyweight Championship this coming Thursday on Impact. Should be interesting to say the least. Now, taking a look over at the WWE, keeping on the pay-per-view theme, we've got Over the Limit tomorrow night. 6 matches so far set. We'll probably get some sort of a bonus, perhaps another Brodus Clay squash or something like that. But here are the ones that are announced courtesy of WWE's website. Of course, you've got Zack Ryder against Kane. I think Kane's going to win that one. And from what I read, that's going to be bumped to the pre-show, which means we're more than likely going to get some sort of a bonus, as that only leaves 5 matches for the pay-per-view. Unless they actually decide to let the WWE Championship match go, as long as a lot of fans, especially the internet wrestling community, want it to go. Layla defending the Divas Championship against Beth Phoenix. I think Beth is going to win that one and win the Divas Championship. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth challenging, or defending, I should say, the tag titles against Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. I think they're going to retain. Of course, John Cena and John Laurinaitis, I talked a little bit about it earlier. I think despite all the extra setup, one-on-one, no guest referee, nobody allowed at ringside, the only way to win is either pinfall or submission. So that means no disqualification, no countout. That's a different way of saying that. Any superstar who interferes is immediately terminated, and if Laurinaitis loses, then he'll be terminated. After spending all this time with the power struggle between John Laurinaitis and Teddy Long, do you think they're going to give it up that quickly? No. That's why I think Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, wins somehow, some way. Some non-superstar will get involved. Like I said, whether it's Eve, his assistant, since technically she's a diva, if they want to go that route. Brock Lesnar, who quit at home, there's a possibility he could interfere. The recently fired Big Show, he could interfere to try to get his job back. That's a possibility. I mean, knowing WWE and how much they keep making the Dynamic Dudes reference, it wouldn't surprise me if they reached out to Shane Douglas, the other half of the Dynamic Dudes from the WCW days, and maybe even have him interfere. So there's a litany of possibilities, but either way, I think Laurinaitis is going to beat Cena and going to keep his job. And you've got the 2 title matches. Sheamus defending against Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio in a fatal 4-way match for the World Championship. I think that Sheamus is going to retain on that one. And the WWE Championship, much hyped in the internet and pretty much ignored by the WWE universe, or at least those who take care of what goes on camera. CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan. To think, 5 years ago it would have been CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, and again, the internet community, they would have been jumping as best they can for joy over a match like that. Now that it gets to be shown to the world on pay-per-view, hopefully the 2 of them will get to showcase what they do and go at least a half hour, 35 minutes, considering that they've moved Ryder and Kane to the pre-show, even with a little bit of filler, I think they'll be given ample time to get it done. And in the end, I think as much as I like both of these guys, I have to pick a winner, and I'm going to go with CM Punk as much as I want to root for the Master of Yes, Daniel Bryan. Don't think it's necessarily going to be his day tomorrow, but even if I'm wrong, I'm a winner in that regard because, hey, I like both these guys. So it should certainly be a great match, to say the least. Also, some news coming in fairly quickly, or at least fairly recently, I should say. WWE diva Rosa Mendez, of course, manager of the Usos as of late. She reportedly was in a car wreck last night in Las Vegas. WWE.com reporting that a car traveling almost 50 miles an hour struck Rosa's vehicle as she was sitting at a stoplight. And WWE added that as many as 6 cars were involved in the wreck. Rosa, who says, or WWE says, was not at fault in the wreck, was taken to a hospital for evaluation. Rosa noted earlier this week on Twitter that she was in Vegas preparing for next week's international tour. She is scheduled for in-ring action on that tour. She tweeted, "Back to Las Vegas for some mega diva duty before my trip to Brazil. Preparing for my match with @RealKellyKelly. Watch out, pretty girl." That was a tweet from Wednesday. So hopefully the recovery is quick, and she'll be hopefully able to get back into the ring. But that, of course, just coming in not too long ago. Let's go ahead and get back to the phones for the one, the only, the infamous Rat Boy hanging on the lines. Rat Boy, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Thank you, Fearon. I think this will be one of my last shows. I'll be calling you up because, I got a lot of stuff going around here, But there's one thing I want to touch on, okay?
Okay.
Jim Laurinaitis against John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Next month, okay? Everybody write this down because it might be, it's my own rumor. That's what I thought of, okay?
Oh boy, the Rat Boy rumors. The infamous,
right.
I don't even know if I can use a word to describe how heralded they are.
They said not one superstar could be in that ring, right? To interfere.
Is this where you annually throw Shawn Michaels out there as a possibility?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a time match next month. Jim Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and The Big Show. Think about it.
Well, you think the 4 of them, is it going to be like a tag team match or a
yep.
fatal?
Yep.
So you think that in some capacity, both The Big Show and Brock Lesnar are going to get involved?
Yep. Tomorrow night. Because they're not WWE superstars no more. They both got fired. One quit, one got fired.
See, it certainly doesn't hurt that I suggested that one of them might be interviewed. I think that might actually be one of the least far-fetched statements that I've heard over the years from you, Rat Boy.
Yeah, but think about it, though. Jim Laurinaitis, I call him. Fired him Monday night.
Yeah, so, there may be some measure of revenge, and then there's a possibility that Brock Lesnar interferes on
This is the vigilance right here.
Laurinaitis' behalf.
They're both going to be coming out of the crowd.
It almost seems like it's too much interference, though. It almost seems like it's got the markings of a TNA main event pay-per-view main event. If you're going to have multiple interferences in that regard, does WWE really want to go in that direction?
And plus, you got to watch out for Triple H. He might interfere too. You never know.
So now this is just going to be like a complete cluster where you're going to have like 6 different people interfering who aren't necessarily superstars.
Right.
You had me on board for a little bit, but only a little bit there, Rat Boy.
Well, we just find out tomorrow night.
That's usually how these things go, yes. Thank you so much for the call. And
all right, just one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
June 2nd. Monroe, New Jersey. It's the Legend of the Ring.
Yeah, that's coming up in 2 weeks, right?
Right,
yeah, 2 weeks.
And I will be there, yep.
All righty, sounds good. Yeah, I'll attempt to get up there, but of course I've got my duties here at BCB, and
you just do your duties. I might be calling up from there. Try to get maybe the Bella twins on the phone with me.
Anything is certainly possible.
You never know.
Unless Rat Boy says it. No, I'm kidding. Then it's highly unlikely. We'll just go with that. Thanks so much for the call, Rat Boy. Yeah, no. By the time I'm out of here and make my way up to Monroe, the festival will be mostly over. But we'll see. Anything's possible. But that does lead to a couple of programming notes. I want to let you know. Next week, Pro Wrestling Weekly will be preempted for my own doing. Yeah, I actually have something personal going on. I'll be in a wedding. No worries, not my own. You don't have to concern yourself there. I'm actually part of the wedding party of my longtime friend John from high school. He's finally tying the knot. I'm in the wedding party, so I won't be here on the air because that's all going on next Saturday. But make sure to check out the Pro Wrestling Weekly YouTube page, as I'll do a special wedding webisode recapping WWE Over the Limit, and I'll also, just for funsies, look back at wrestling's more famous and infamous wedding angles. Everything from Savage and Elizabeth to Billy and Chuck and everything in between. And speaking of Billy and Chuck, that leads to what we're going to be talking about 2 weeks from now here. And this all stemmed from a conversation on the Facebook fan page. What, in your opinion, is the most awkward moment in wrestling history? And certainly the Chuck and Billy wedding definitely ranks up there. I don't want to get into this until 2 weeks from now, but I want to kind of plant the seed for it now. The most awkward moment in wrestling history, and I kind of want to leave deaths out of it. I was kind of back and forth on it because, it was obviously really awkward. Think about anything where you have to, note someone's passing. Especially when it's close to an event. It was obviously extremely awkward when Owen fell from the scaffolding in May 23rd, 1999. Actually, wow, this Wednesday will be the 13-year anniversary of that. If my math is, I'm trying to do quick math in my head. That's always dangerous. 13 years ago this Wednesday, that was when Owen, that was obviously awkward. The whole Chris Benoit tribute turned to blacklisting after the realization of what he did almost 5 years ago. Obviously, that was extremely awkward for WWE and pretty much everybody else. So, we kind of want to leave deaths out of there. Pillman passing away hours before the Bad Blood pay-per-view in October of 97. So, there are a number of different instances, but we want to leave deaths out of it. Just, when it comes to storylines and things of that nature, some of the most awkward moments in wrestling history. So we'll kick that around coming up in a couple of weeks. On the other side, I got more news and notes, a little bit more Facebook feedback. Mike chiming in on the 3-hour Raw. We definitely want your thoughts on that. Raw expanding to 3 hours in case you missed it, starting July 23rd, which is their milestone 1,000th episode. Also, TNA Impact Wrestling going to go live all summer starting May 31st. And that'll also be when the show shifts to 8 p.m. Eastern, going from 8 to 10. And also your thoughts on Brooke Hogan signing with TNA. All that. We'll get some more of your thoughts as well as some calls, news, and notes. Still a ton to do here in a short bit of time here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB, online at WBCB1490.com.